What is happening? And welcome to your Thursday Night Delight. I'm one of your hosts around here, Sean the Right Way, and joining me, as always, popping his head, wearing the shades, wearing the matching caps, we've got Brent from Brent's Bricks.
Yeah.
And joining us tonight, he is the creator, and I think he's somewhat of a Transformers guy. We're talking about Stud Lake, yeah.
What's up, boys?
And tonight, we're going to break down this Soundwave. I called the shot, Cody. I think this is an early contender, mid-year contender for set of the year. And we'll see what else we get into, like Prime Day recaps and much, much more, because we are... I missed the timing, but I'll bring it back. You'll see. A couple of brickheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it. One, two, and go. It is a couple of brickheads coming to you live as hell, this Thursday, July 10th, 2025. And, look, sometimes it's crystal clear what you're talking about for the week. I mean, obviously last week we had the wave coming in. The price was the topic du jour. But this week, a couple headliners, I think. A big week of sales, big weeks of clearance Cody out there. Prime Day, was it a bust? We'll talk about that. And of course, dropped on our heads. First started as a Blur-O-Vision, then we got the box shot, and then Lego just flat out fully released all the lifestyle and product imagery for this Soundwave, which look. Cody was like, I don't want to talk about price, and we'll do that a smidge just to compare with Optimus, because we have to, and I think it's actually a good story there. But that said, knock my socks off. I mean, I was already getting it. I was already a fan of it before I even saw it. So there was a little bit of bias heading into it, but once I saw what's going on there, the sound, it's just too much. There's too much heat there. So we're going to do a quick recap of the previous Transformer releases, just two of them, and then we'll get into Soundwave real deep there. And of course, the boys are out there. Anything you guys want to talk about, throw it up in the comments and we'll jump into it. Do want to let everyone know right off the rip, I'm glad you guys are here. Glad you're here early, because all three of us, for different reasons, we got to make this a... Oh, yeah, Rod, dude, we'd love for you to jump in. I'll DM you on Insta. Yeah, Rod, no, dude, for sure. I should have thought of that. My bad, dude. I'll do that. Brent, take it for a second. But what I was saying is we're going to make this kind of a short boy. So we're going to try to go for around 90 tonight. We apologize in advance, but I've got to be up at 4. So does Brent, and so does Cody right around that time. So we apologize, but it's still going to be a blast. All right. And now we got Rod in here too. So, I mean, this is I think that's a good payback, Brent.
Yeah, well, I mean, we only gave them a 5-hour and 21-minute episode last week. So
that's true. So if you blend them, that's a 3-hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. That's a great point, dude.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, and I'm glad Rod's jumping on, because I got to say, like, I liked Transformers growing up, but I'm not like the hugest like current Transformers fan. Like, I think maybe I've seen the first like newer movie, but I haven't seen like any of the other ones after that. But I am excited. I'm excited to go into this with like no expectation. I heard you say something about a sound brick. That sounds interesting.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad to kind of witness some of this. Just
now the question is, Cody, can I
raw dog react to this, as they say?
Well, so the sounds are on Lega.com. Are we playing those, or people can listen?
Yeah, can we get away with that?
I don't know. It's a 3-second
pieces.
You know what? I'll play one of them, and if we get it taken down or whatever, I can just edit that part out later. I'm sure it's not, We'll see. Or you guys can play it. We'll play it by ear. But anyway, from what I've heard, I like. But I will say, some people were like, it's good, but not everything I wanted. And we'll get into it into more detail. But I believe there's going to be a lot more sounds than, maybe not a lot more, but there will be more sounds than what's on there. Because one of the promo vids, it actually played. Did you see that one, Cody, where it played the song, the outro?
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
And so, I mean, honestly, I love his catchphrases as much as the next guy, but I think it's sick that it plays the Transformer theme, if it in fact does play the Transformer theme. Just a little snippet of it. It's the end credits for those of you guys who watch the animated. So we'll get into that, but before we do that, we'll do a Prime Day recap. But first, Brent, we got to welcome the greatest crew in the game.
Oh yeah,
the guys who make it all possible. Talking about the
Girth Gang. Girth.
very first comment of the night. Yeah, leg dip. Very first comment of the night, we got Papa Trip. Or I'm sorry, not Papa Trip, wrong Papa. Papa Rex. Popping in with that very first comment. Then we got Pockets Master in the building with the second comment. What up, Tyler? We got JD, channel member. Special shout out to JD in the house. There's the other Papa. Papa Trip also in the house. Channel member, very special shout out to you, Papa Trip. We got Tiger Builds there. I see you with that membership celebration. We will get back to that as well as the super chats. Brickhead Brad in the house, another channel member. Special shout out to you, sir. Moments of the Magic. Always great to see moments in the house. Todd in the house, another channel member. Special shout out. The Lord of the Boys. We got Padawan HQ from across the pond in the house. Another channel member. Special shout out to Padawan. Ostif, we see you with that super. We'll get to that after we shout out the rest of the Girth Gang. We got Brickhead, or I'm sorry, not Brickhead Brad, the bearded Brickhead.
You're getting tongue-tied with some of these names.
Well, there's multiple beards.
Papas, a lot of
two
bricks.
Papas, two beards, a lot of bricks, right?
Two Brads, two beardeds.
Right, yeah, there's two Brads. Fabu Brick in the house. Multiple Tylers. Maul's Vengeance in the house. There's a name.
But only one Cooper.
Only one Maul, only one Cooper, only one Liam. Liam Brick the Bed. Amy in the house too. What up, Amy?
Only one Amy.
Cool Han in the house as well.
Only one Cool Han.
There. Only one TOT. What's good, TOT? And Jedi Stone in the house. Six Bricks. Another Brick World legend.
Love the rebrand, like Six Bricks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He threw the
Double
X
XL
on.
freshman.
He did it 90s style where like boys used to end with a Z, he's doing the X thing. So I like that.
Mize in the house. Mize have been busy, but I do still want those NBA sets from you. Brick Jedi in the house. Well, we got Tuscan Life. I feel like Tuscan Life is maybe a newer one because I like that name. Tuscan Life. The Tuscan Raider in there. Tyler in the house. What up, Tyler? Stud Sidious. 2 lives. Stud Sidious in the house. Great to see you, Sidious. We got Riley in the house. We got all the boys out tonight. 90 of you out here in the chat. Lightning Lord in the house. You guys know the rules. Make a heater comment. Big special shout out to all the mods, all the channel members, and yeah, you guys know the rules. Make a heater comment. Oh, Mark's in the house as well. What up, Mark? Yeah, that's it, y'all.
Yeah. Let's get into a little bit of the Prime Day recap. Rod said he's loading in. He just needed a minute to get ready. Link has been set. Another reason I love this show, things like that happen. We're going to get a bona fide expert. I'd put myself at like a 5-6 on my Transformers, especially the OG kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
I think Brent's similar. He appreciates it as much as the next guy. I've been getting into it. I had a big run with it with the movie last year, so I got really kind of back into it.
I mean, I had the toys as a kid and sort of kind of watched the show, but I mean that was pretty much it. I didn't have that kind of resurgence to it like I did with Pokemon or Lego or Star Wars. So I appreciate the Transformers because I physically remember having the toys and everything, but I didn't watch it nearly as much as And I saw someone in the chat, because I think the last few things we've talked about, I've been like, I'm not the biggest, F1 guy, or I'm not the biggest. Someone in the chat was like, does Brent even like anything? It's like, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I get Lego, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Speed Champs, a little bit of Ninjago, some Creator, Disney. I like things.
I like
But
things.
I
Well,
do
dude,
still like things.
we're gonna layer in some of the supers as we go along here. We're gonna start
Yeah.
right here. Bearded Brickman with the 31 Australian doll hairs, Brent. Channel member Bearded Brickman.
Dude, evening Girth Gang, Sean and Brent, thank you for keeping my work day worth it. Massive appreciation. Ooh, I like that.
Appreciation.
I like the breves. The little Sean
Appreciation.
appreciation from across the pond. Clearance season
Atlantic.
sounds appropriate. So yeah, let's get some clearance season more. Sean, I accidentally backed out and backed back in, so this is the only super that I'm able to even click on. So some of the other supers you're gonna have to.
No, it's all good. We'll do
Bring 'em up.
clearance season here. They changed the whole menu here on StreamYard, so there'll be a couple little hiccups in it. It looks good. I just haven't learned it yet. But here's clearance season.
Yeah.
I go to Walmart every day for only one reason. The friends sets are ready for clearance season.
I buy a bunch of shit that I never wanted. A Mario set that wasn't well regarded. Minecraft trash, no clue what they're about. Call me Dexter, I part them all out.
Clearance season. Fuck yeah, it's clearance time.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna grab something that's just out of frame really
All right.
quickly.
He's getting some. Brickmaster Harry is in the building. Just watched the vlog you were in a little bit before the broadcast. Good to see you running around Florida with Firebird and the gang, and it was good to watch. It was a good watch. I enjoyed it. Looks like next time I'm down there, I gotta go to that store. It looks like the new hot spot down there. Everybody's going to. Forget the name, but basically they have a lot of heater sealed and box sets. It appears until it gets wiped out once everybody knows about it.
Oh, so what?
How are the prices, Harry? I was kind of skimming it. Are they out to lunch, or are they about right, or what? And please tell us the name of that if you're for people going to Orlando. It's pretty cool. It's not Orlando Brico. It's a different one. But Harry says Beast Wars was peak. If you know, you know. Here's what's interesting. So I mean, this isn't. How do I say this? So for me, being the eldest here, I feel like I was well positioned to see a lot of these things in their first iteration, like He-Man when it first started, G.I. Joe. I'm talking about the cartoon. I know G.I. Joe started way back when, but you know what I mean? There were some heaters back then. It was like G.I. Joe, He-Man, Transformers, probably forgetting a couple other ones. And I got to see like the first run of them. By the time, I could be mistaken, but by the time Beast Wars and they had to really dig in the crates and come up with a way to like change the story up was like in the 90s. So I'm completely like blind to a lot of that.
Yeah.
So admittedly, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Beast Wars other than like, I'd still cruise the toy aisle and I'd be like, what are these things? Where are the vehicles? Why are they animals? And it just seemed like, once something hit a brick wall, they had to, kind of zhuzh it up, change the gimmick a little bit. And, I feel like that was probably in and around the same time as like Bionicle and that whole kind of vibe, where it was just kind of way out there versus just like, regular sort of human characters and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel like how I kind of got my, because like I remember having some Transformer toys and kind of watching the show, but something I liked more than Transformers, which is like I'll probably get crucified for saying this, but 5, 6, 7-year-old me, something I liked more than Transformers was Power Rangers. And I know you're thinking
1000%.
But immediately
1000%.
some people might be saying, what the hell does Power Rangers have to do with Transformers? Megazords.
Yep.
Yeah.
Megazords. I used to, and I'm
Ooh,
still
Thundercats was the other one I missed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
I think we were in a pocket, Brent. I think you and me were at that right age to where Power Rangers was like peak. like right at that time. And honestly,
what years was that popping?
So Mighty Morphin, like the very first kind of movie and show. I'm trying to think, what year was that? Was that super early 2000s or was it like 99?
That would have been my guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fact check this, but
my guess would be 99. But like the toys and everything were really popping around that time.
Yeah.
And honestly, they kind of left Transformers in the dust, like at that specific point in time. I feel like.
Oh, Voltron. So
actually, wow, 93 was the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
The film was 95.
I'm sure middle school. And by the way, I see people wearing the stuff like at the time and all that. So. And I think it was
that poster is so nostalgic.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I know they did
Power Rangers, poor man's Voltron.
I was just about to bring up Voltron. So they did Voltron.
Check Walmart for Robotech, by the way. I saw they're $8. They were like 45. They're just big giant figs. They were $8. I mean, I'm not trying to dunk on them, but at the same time, like if you need them.
Yeah. So. I mean, I know we're not going super long tonight, but I will say this just because I'm stupid. I didn't watch Voltron. Was Voltron more like a Transformer than it was a Megazord? Like, was it multiple like things to make up one like a Transformer, or was it?
Well, no, Transformers aren't multiple things to make up one.
I know. I'm talking about Power Rangers.
Oh,
like
you said Transformer. Yeah.
So Voltron is more like Transformers.
From what I understand. No, say it again, because Voltron.
I don't know anything about Voltron. What is like the thing that the Lego
Voltron,
set they made?
There was 5 of them, I believe. I think Power Rangers kind of aped Voltron to a degree. They all copy each other to a degree, but basically Voltron was legs that were like lions and arms.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there was like a main body. And they would all form together. They're all different colors. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
that's very much like what a Megazord is in Power Rangers.
Yeah. Everybody's saying, yeah. I'm a little bit blind to Power Rangers. I think I watched the movie and a couple episodes, so I'm not big up on it. But it was there. It is. It was 5 different lions make one super robot, basically.
Yeah.
And what you see is what you get as the end result. And they all had, human people jump in the cockpit.
Now the Lego set though was the Lego
we
set.
Said He-Man for sure. Yeah.
The Lego set of Voltron though, could you make the 5 individual builds separate and then put them together?
You could. I still think that's the best mech. Like again, I don't care about Voltron either, but like I'm mad I missed that set.
Could you imagine Could you imagine an OG like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord though with each and every minifig with each and every build, and then they all come together? They could do them as 5 separate sets.
I could see them icons in it. Yeah, I could see just one big icon set.
That, or I always got to remind me this multiple line or like a wave of multiple sets to become one.
I always forget we have the internet, and this is a visual show, so we're gonna pull up Voltron.
We might as well look at it. Well, I was about to look at it myself.
It's relevant. Then we'll
see. Nicole knows. Yeah, I want a Megazord, man. They really should do the OG Megazord.
That was just a little bit, after my like primary sort of cartoon run,
That's we saw that at the BAM.
It was live action
last year. That set is so good.
Yeah, it is. What I don't even want to know what's the freight on it now, and why am I this zoomed in?
I don't know what it is now, but what's the number?
21 or 21311. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. I remember when I got in the game.
Oh, so they all could be the individual thing. Oh, but they're all you
don't get any figgies in this, but the people would all be in their respective parts.
New on eBay is 500.
Yeah.
See, in Power Rangers though, all the different individual builds like looked different. At least these all look a little more like similar.
Yeah, they had to do something a little different, but no, I love this one, and one day, sure. But got to find the right dealio. But yeah, I mean, it was every bit of 4. That's weird. I don't want to say only 500, but I feel like it was at 4 for a while, and now it's
They could have at least put that on a black box, though, right? What are they doing there?
Oh, dude, do you see how much better? I know you're being sarcastic, but look,
put that on black. That'd be perfect.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but I kind of like the colors, though. I don't know.
He's being sarcastic.
I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
Ooh, what up, Loki in the house? One of my buddies. Oh, wow, look at that. My 9-year-old is in the house. What up, Lana?
Is that really her? I was gonna DM you.
No, I didn't see.
Oh, why are there ads here? Did that just start? Jeez.
But
Okay.
hey, Lana and Loki in the house. What up, Loki? Yeah.
Yeah, Voltron's sick. Voltron is really, really good. And I never got it. Regretting it a little bit, but not by much because
I just
again,
didn't never watch it. If I would have watched it, I'm sure I would have definitely.
You got
picked this,
Transformers now. You didn't have Transformers when this came out, so
Yeah,
you can feel less bad. You got something else that you're more interested in.
all right. I'm gonna have to uninstall Honey. You're being a little aggressive, Honey. Ugh. But so yeah. So I mean, there's been a good crop of mechs outside of Lego just going absolute ham with mechs. I guess more sort of recognizable ones. You can count the Ninjago ones, of course, but I mean, making mechs for mech's sakes. Pretty decent track record. I hear mix like in hand on this one. I think like it's a little bit. Those of you that own it, let us know your experience. But I've heard like definitely just pose it, and which we're all gonna do anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised considering that you can take it apart and put it back together like that. I would assume that there's some stability issues.
Yeah. So yeah, teasing it for a second. So Prime Day recap. We'll get into that real quick. I was on a work trip all week. I was, of course, tuned into the hottest Discord in the game. If you haven't joined yet, definitely check out our Discord. All deals were posted there. In addition to sort of highly visible stuff that Amazon wanted to push and wanted you to see, or Target or Walmart, etc. Our guys go deep. They find stuff that's not necessarily getting the spotlight and unearth heater deals. But I do feel like equal to, if not better, is what's going on still in the stores, Cody. I mean, there's been some incredible deals going on out there.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I feel like that's what I first started seeing again in Discord. People were posting their Target in-store deals. So that was kind of the pregame to it. I know Disney was running sales on some of their select few sets. I got some nice busted up Peridias from them for the $33.50 or whatever. So not a crazy deal. I mean, we were seeing that deal in stores, but I needed it, so I was able to grab those online. Target, the big one was there was that in Target. I believe people were finding.
Is this still going on Amazon right now, or where are you? Yeah,
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah, and then the Gus set, the Moff Gideon set, people were finding these for $16. I found a bunch of those boys in store. The Sonic set, the one with Supersonic and Super Shadow.
Yeah,
I think people are finding for that for $50 off.
Yeah, it was 20, low 20s. I want to say 22.
And then the other heater one at Target
% off, which I needed.
I think the Walt Disney camera was like the other nice one in store. For Target.
Yeah. I actually saw the Walt Disney camera. Where did I saw it somewhere online too for a good deal. I can't remember where. But I had picked that up for full price Jones to get like a promo or something.
Yeah.
Like when it was
you're like, is this ever going to go on sale? It's such
a
heater set. And
it is such a good set. Yeah, I do want to point out though that Nicole says there's over 100 watching, only 51 likes. Get it together,
what in
people.
The world?
What are we doing?
Pause till we get to at least 75. I mean,
come on, let's get the likes.
We have
up
all
real
these
quick.
bots in here, like
Lana, you're watching now. Make sure you hit the like button real quick.
Oh yeah, was that Target too?
Will you pick that up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was never gonna FPJ it. 35% off, and it was a little down. I forget 60 something. I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
Which for the rack of heads, I like Pharrell. I still haven't seen the movie. I'm mixed on the rainbow thing. I just think this will look cool on a shelf, though. Either way.
Oh yeah, I want it.
Like, come on.
What did you get this for? What deal? What kind of deal?
High 60s, low 70s. So it wasn't like a 50% off.
And it's usually what, 120 or a hunch?
110.
Oh, okay. That's a girthy box for 110.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then I grabbed the helms for 48. Again, all this stuff is then you get the Prime Day thing.
Yo, shout out to Sean's setup right now. It's looking nice.
clean.
And then I got I'm not anywhere near done, but thank you.
Looks good so far. I just think one thing I do want you to do is you need to bring that Star Wars logo into the frame a little bit. You got Sims for half for 64 or something.
Yeah.
Nice. I was very tempted to grab that. It's still available for anyone interested. I was very tempted to grab that because I just feel like that Simba. Like I know, like people can say what they want about Simba. I know some people were pretty lukewarm on it, but I think it's just one of those really good like put on your kid's shelf, in their bedroom or something. Like sure, you might not display it like in your space, but it's a very good like. Put it next to Grogu. You know what I mean? Like I think if I had a Grogu built, which I don't, I have it, but I'd probably throw it in like my son's room or something.
Yeah. So they've started this army of these
Sims is pretty sick. Shreddy.
Buildable characters, and so that was kind of the first one, I believe, and then I still need the Stitches, the boy and girl, and then
The Dalmatian.
Dalmatian just dropped. That will suffer the same fate, very much so, as Simba.
Yeah.
Like people aren't paying 160 or whatever that is for that one. So I'll just play it cool on those. But I'm glad I knocked out like the first one, and we don't have to go backwards for it. Well, I guess there's other ones too. We got Mickey and Minnie, which people are, it's now an OG, but
yeah.
So it'll be good for the Disney collection. I'm keeping this in a box though till I have more space or decide, if we can put up a shelf in the playroom or something, very high up shelf.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm talking about putting these sets in my 3-year-old's room, I'm talking a shelf that he can't reach.
Yeah, exactly.
This was the other heater deal at Target, $12 for these guys.
Who do you think won? I feel like Target won, right? Target's been winning lately.
Target's been doing better. Oh yeah, for sure.
Think Target. I mean,
you got Guardians too. Was that 120?
Walmart 130.
Nice.
I would say Walmart has some insane deals, but the thing about Walmart is that's sparingly in store. I think overall with online, Target surprised me for sure.
I mean, what did Lego have? Lego had the Bugle for like 25 off, which was nice. They
for 280 is nice.
Decent sets that were kind of tempting because you got points on top of it. And then I assume there's a G-Dub running.
Yeah, there's a couple of heaters. We looked at it.
I don't know.
That little speeder thing, you remember?
Yeah. The Insider Award. I think Target was definitely the best. I think honestly Amazon might have been the worst.
Yeah.
They started the whole shit and they're doing the worst at it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that Bugle deal was definitely solid. I was tempted, but really when it comes down to I know some people in chat are like, does Brent even like anything? I mean, like, these other things like Transformers and Marvel, like sure I'm more into Marvel than Transformers, but because I like so much of like the Star Wars stuff and then a lot of the Harry Potter stuff. Not as much Harry Potter as I used to, but there's still some heaters that I need. Like I need the big Hogwarts castle still before it goes.
No, there's so much competition, dude.
Well, there's so much competition. But I really feel like, Potter and Star Wars are kind of my mains, but I still love Speed Champs, so I'm still gonna get a lot of Speed Champs. And I love certain idea sets like the back to the DeLorean when they do dinos exactly. Ooh. And we got, speaking of dinos, Sean, did you see this?
Ooh, she wants to see.
We got a 10-piece. Shout out to Nicole for this $9.99 soupy. And we got to throw on dinos for it.
Yeah, we'll throw on dinos. Here's the dinos here, though. I'm showing them to you right now, Nicole.
Yeah.
He's showing you his Titanosaur.
Yeah, it's the Titanosaur right here. Barely fits in the frame no matter how far back you go. Biggest dino to date. And like a true idiot FPJ'd that thing.
You got to sometimes for the culture.
Well, I completed the wave, which was very exciting and emotional. So we're good with the rebirth wave. Let's see. This one goes out to Nicole. I know we have a few other ones in the hopper. I think we have another dinos too.
There's some
the most.
I would say there's some like membership celebrations too. I see
100%. Yeah, no, we'll get to all that.
I just can't see them anymore because I accidentally backed out, backed back in.
But yeah, celebrate dinos. Here's dinos. Yeah.
I just want to know how they feel. Are they dark? Are they white? Are they healthy? Do they bite? Take me to your room for reasons only I know. Don't show me your boobs. I just want to see your dinos. Oh.
That was Dinos just in time to see that mess. We welcome back our friend Rod, the
Hey.
collector, to the show, guys.
What's
Dubs in the
up?
chat for Rod. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you guys. Thanks so much for having me back on.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
You're
welcome
you're
back.
in your basement now, or you're in your room there?
I'm in our home office upstairs.
Home office upstairs. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the desktop, so we're good. We're good to go now.
All right, good to go, dude. Good to see you. How have things been, dude? How's the football?
Football was good. I did the UFL, the Spring Football League. So that was a ton of fun. I played for the St. Louis Battlehawks team, and that was a great time. But we were all in Arlington, like DFW, Texas. All 8 of the teams live in Arlington, practice there during the week, and then we fly to wherever the game is being played for that weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a ton of fun. Got to, kick some footballs again, got to get my name back out there, got some good tape. And, I'm thinking that it's going to lead to an opportunity to get back in with the big boys this fall. So,
Yeah, well, dude, best of luck on that. I know I saw, I don't recall the exact highlight. You drilled a super long one or a game winner or something. Did I see that, or am I making that up?
No, yeah. I hit a 56-yarder against the DC team the first time we played them. And then the next week I hit a 55-yarder as well. So got to get some long kicks out there and just show teams that I can still get the job done. So
that's awesome. And I didn't know that about the setup there. So it's almost like, reminds me of, like, for me, not anywhere near that level, but basketball camp where everybody kind of lived together, but then you'd play each other. You know what I mean? You kind of live together, and then you'd go to war, like in the afternoons. Except you guys would fly to major cities, obviously, and do that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we would fly up with the team that we were playing against in the game.
Oh,
so it was like, yeah,
I have to smash you later, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was funny. We would whoever was the home team, even though you're both flying, you're both traveling. Whoever's the home team gets on the plane second, and they get to board in the front half of the plane, so that the coaches and some of the big players get to sit in the first class seats towards the front, and then the visiting team boards first, and they get on in the back half of the plane, so they get all the rough turbulence.
That, and I mean, you've got you've got some gigantic dudes in there, right? So, like, what is it like having them just be in, like, economy or whatever, the 6'8", 350-pound lineman? What is it? Just, you're so probably numb to it at this point, but is it still wild for you to see them cram in there?
It was interesting. Like when we would fly, like when I would fly for an NFL game, usually, we're by ourselves first, so we don't share the flight with the other team, and so usually there's plenty of seats on the plane for all the players, for the coaches, the trainers, the equipment staff, everybody. Like, you can have like a 3 wide to a row, and you can have space in between. So if you have those massive linemen, like, you put one in the window seat, one in the aisle seat, and then the seat in the middle is empty, and then they can sprawl
and
out.
An ankle tape guy is like this, like the
yeah. So with this one, we didn't quite have that much room, so you had a bunch of guys that are sitting 3 to a row, and you're kind of sandwiched there. So that's one of the luxuries of being in the NFL is you don't have to share any seats on the plane.
Yeah, no, I've always been fascinated at that, because you hear that about just like large humans wrestling, whatever, like there's legendary stories of like Andre the Giant trying to figure out how to sit somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just like that's a big part of the biz, though. It's the travel and everything. Well, so while you were doing that, obviously it's in the name. You probably still you were focused on the football, and that's good to hear. But I'm sure you've kept in tune with everything Lego going on, and I'm glad you're here to talk some Transformers. We were just kind of going through Prime Day and kind of the summary, man. I don't know if you grabbed anything either in store or online, but it feels like Prime Day started this, but it feels like the sort of anti-Prime Day is winning out now, the counter programming, if you will. Walmart, Target, they're seeming to be winning the day here as far as where Lego is concerned. And quite frankly, I think it extends beyond Lego, because I don't know about you guys, but it's like general word on the street is Prime Day is kind of dust now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick up anything as far as Lego goes. I know it's still going for a couple more days. I think it still goes until like Friday night at midnight or something like that. But there was one Transformers thing that I kind of have my eye on that I would consider, because it was a pretty good deal. But as far as the Lego goes, yeah, like a lot of it was a little I guess like lackluster compared to, some of the big deals we've seen in the past. I think it feels like, and as well, like you said, some of the other retailers putting out their own deals. Right around this time, we've had a lot of reports of like Walmart clearance stuff, and Target's putting stuff on discount. So those prices, can kind of win out over, Prime Day, especially if you don't have to wait for it to get delivered. Like you just get it immediately in stores. It kind of feels like the best prices that we're going to see from Amazon are going to be on Black Friday. So, definitely kind of cooled off on the Prime Day deals as far as the Lego side of it goes this year. So,
no, for sure. And the in store is where it's at, which is good. Like the treasure hunt aspect of the game, I think will never go away. Brent, I know you prefer the in store stuff.
Sorry, I was muted. Oh yeah, and I mean, like I said earlier, I think overall Target had some surprisingly good online deals, but some of the ones you see some people posting like $150 sets for like $40. I mean, if you really get out there and do the field work, like if you go to multiple stores, you can catch those a little more often. But when you have to stick to just like your local Walmart, obviously it's a little less common. But if you get out there,
but
man,
if you live in Indiana, they give it away.
Well, yeah, Tyler, shout out to Life Bricks. I mean, getting some of the best
Walmart, Meijer, Target per square inch of any place I've ever seen.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It's insane. It's like the how Detroit has the most cell phone stores I've ever seen. I mean, it is crazy out there. Yeah. They're like, I hit 8 today, and everything was 70% off.
Yeah. Speaking of in-store, Sean, I don't think this was an online thing, but maybe. But shout out to Sam's Club, which it's notably Sam's Club doesn't have near as many Lego in general compared to Costco.
Yeah.
But I was in Sam's the other day and saw a pretty new set already on a little bit of a disky. The
should be 20 right off the rip. Yeah, 20%.
The Pixar lamp that you full price Jones that you FPJ'd up in Chicago, Sean. Rightfully so, great set. But I saw
it for Father's Day.
I saw it already in Sam's for like $54, and I'm like, hey, $16 off a pretty new set is not bad.
Well, it makes me feel good that my family decided to buy that for me with my money for Father's Day.
Well, hey, at least I didn't see a pallet of them for like half off.
No, it was cute. She's like, "What's something that you're gonna wait for that you really want now?" And I was like, at least the delta's not too crazy on, like a 160 that turns into 80 or whatever. Yeah. Where was this? Yeah, see, Stickler Bricks. People don't forget things around here. Rod, I know you haven't forgotten, and I know we need to get you. We need to get you back to the league and everything. But I'm just saying, maybe when you finally hang it up and you're 50 years old, will you boot a box of boys through the upright?
I will. You know what? I think the new battle pack price has got me feeling some type of way. And
hey, take out some aggression.
Just to take out the aggression that I'm feeling for this $45 battle pack. That might just be the thing that tips me, because I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like, this is absurd.
And that'll make that would make the video even more like kind of clickable and have some purpose to it,
Yeah, like, this is how I feel about Lego's new battle pack.
Yeah, you're like, hi, I'm Rod the Collector, and I'll tell you what, these new battle pack prices really got me really got me feeling some type of way. Camera backs up, you just got one teed up, just absolutely destroy
it. There we go.
Heck, you might need to put a. Yeah, depending on, because the new box, I believe it's this box style. Yeah. These are a little less. These are a little more sturdy than the other box style. I don't think I have another box around, but you might need to, like, I don't know, put 2 pairs of socks on or a shin guard in maybe for one of these boys, just in case. Because I know that was a concern before. Because for those that don't know, we have been trying to convince Rod to, put a box of boys through the uprights for a while, as Sean would word it. I think the first time we ever asked him, Sean was like, "What do you feel about putting a box of boys through the uprights one day?" So, but yeah, no, I'm glad you popped in, man, because I was we kind of we were covering all of our history with watching Transformers, and we talked about Voltron for a moment as well. I brought up how me and Lake were kind of Power Ranger fans growing up, so love Megazords and a little bit of relation there.
Absolutely.
But I'm excited for this. I've seen like pictures, but I'm excited to dive into it. Sean mentioned like the light brick and everything.
Yeah, it has, I don't know about light break, but definitely
Or
has
not light brick. I
sound
meant to
break.
say I meant to say sound brick. And they're on. Are they on Lego.com yet? Or
They should be. I mean, they did the
let me go
they
ahead
did the
and
little
check
sizzle on Instagram this
okay,
morning,
it'll
so I
be
think
there.
it should be up there.
Oh yeah, it is. I didn't know if Sean wanted us to hit this yet. I'm not sure how long he's gonna be away for. But I guess because I know we're not going to go super long tonight. Oh, here, Sean, are you ready to pull up Soundwave yet, or did you have anything? Did you want to hit anything else before?
Yeah, let's hit a super or two. We'll get into. I do want to do a brief. Let's see. Yeah, we got a little time. Just I want to get your thoughts too, Rod, on the first two releases because I know I haven't talked to you about it. Bumblebee probably the most polarizing, so I want your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Because spoiler, I probably like it way more than a lot of other people because I understand and you understand Transformers. Like when they dunk on the sort of when they dunk on the vehicle mode, it's like, have you seen them in person up close? It kind of looks a little ass sometimes, especially some of the older ones, right? So it's like not far off. But all right, let's see.
So my thoughts on Optimus and Bumblebee. I mean, I think with any line, over time you're going to see the sets are progressively going to get better and better. And so I think that with Optimus being the first one, I mean, you can't pick anybody other than Optimus to be your first one. Like he is the face of the franchise. So like he's got to be the first one. I thought they knocked it out of the park with Optimus, honestly.
Yeah.
And the fact that his transformation, even in Lego form, is almost identical to his transformation of the original G1 toy, I think speaks volumes to how well they were able to design that set and engineer that set. I mean, and he also has, like all of the signature accessories that you would want your G1 Optimus Prime to come with. He has the Ion Blaster. He has the Energon Axe. Like he even has, I mean, the Energon Cube was a nice little throw-in. But like I thought they did a really good job with them. I know that some people will modify
jetpack, which is not always necessary, but nice to have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Matrix.
That's like Matrix of Leadership as well. The jetpack, is a little bit of like a Easter egg, I guess, because Wheeljack designs a jetpack for him and for a couple of the other Autobots.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I thought Optimus was fantastic. I love him, and like the truck mode is great. Now him having the alt mode that he has being a flat nose truck, it's very rectangular, very blocky, very square. So Lego bricks translate to that easier than some other alt modes. I think it's kind of the same thing with Soundwave, where it's like Soundwave transforms into a big cassette tape. It's very rectangular, very sharp lines. Like Lego bricks translate very easily. But I think that they crushed it with Optimus. I know that some people modified his knees as well so that he could have bending knees. The designers said that they didn't put knee joints in it because they wanted it to be more stable because he is a very large and very heavy model.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that. And then, Bumblebee, I really liked Bumblebee. I know that some people weren't as keen on Bumblebee as Optimus Prime, but, I think with Bumblebee, a little bit of it is, his alt mode being, in theory, it's supposed to be basically an old style Volkswagen Beetle. It wasn't officially licensed in the show. Like a lot of the alt modes were not officially licensed in the show, and it would be on Hasbro at some point, would make that figure, that character into a licensed alt mode. And so from that point on, then everyone, that character synonymous with a certain alt mode. So like Bumblebee eventually was an officially licensed Volkswagen Beetle. And so that's kind of what everyone associates with him. You have guys like Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, who were eventually would transform into a Lamborghini Countach, and so those guys are now called the Lambros, and instead of Lambos, the Lambros. So like there's a lot of characters like that where they eventually get like a licensed alt mode, and then everyone just wants to pinhole them into that.
I guess for me, Rod, real quick, I mean, like licenses aside, though, I'm saying like which I don't know where my G1 Bumblebee is right at the moment, but like, you know what I mean? Like even in vehicle mode, like it's not a perfect rounded off,
No.
car, because it while it is magical, the whole concept of and why it still works is it's like probably the top 5, top 3 toy gimmicks of all time.
Mhm.
The reality is when you zoom in now, the modern ones, much like Lego, they've improved things, but
Yep.
most of them, I mean, hell, even the modern ones, dude, I mean, you're still seeing gaps and kind of similar things, quite frankly,
Yeah.
that Lego fans complain about. With this, it's like more about kibble and gaps and that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I think, like, given what they had to accomplish, I thought it was great. Like, sure, could it have stayed in the lab for another year and more refinements been made? Sure. But I mean, I know for me, it's like I definitely want to have robot and alt mode at some point. As soon as we can catch like a crazy deal on this, I would like to double up on both of them. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, just Bumblebee's design in general, I think, is a little harder to replicate in Lego because with his alt mode being so curved and rounded, like Lego bricks just naturally don't translate as well to those kind of shapes as opposed to Optimus and Soundwave. So I think that Bumblebee was a harder, he was a tougher mission to accomplish than Optimus Prime from a design standpoint. And also, it kind of feels like they're trying to more or less do these in scale with each other so that they'll kind of look like a real Transformers lineup. Bumblebee is a smaller character. And so the fact that they wanted to try and more or less make him to scale with Optimus meant that they had a smaller frame to try and do their design work with. And so all of those things taken into consideration, I still think that Bumblebee turned out really well. He doesn't transform as closely as Optimus Prime does to his toy, but he still transforms in a way that I think people can appreciate. I know that some of the land people were like, "Oh, he falls apart in my hand." It's like, you just need to be careful. Like, it's Lego. It's I mean, this is a adult oriented set as well. So like, I think the people that are going to buy Bumblebee, that are going to buy Optimus and buy Soundwave, are people that should know how to handle them the right way.
Yeah.
And they're going to appreciate them. They're not going to fall apart in their hands. Like, Bumblebee was still very well built, and I'm sure that Soundwave is going to be much of the same. I think Soundwave is going to end up being the best one.
Oh, it is. It's not even. Yeah, I'm through the roof on Soundwave. I mean, I wanted him as a character, and then just seeing what I've seen so far, which we'll get into. I know we're teasing it out, but I again, I think a lot of things are dunked on. If you look at what they had to accomplish doing a 2-in-1, I'm sure it's been done. I'm not the historian that a lot of you guys are, but to do it to this degree with this license with these guys and factually sort of replicate the experience of transforming, from robot to alt, just like you do with the toy. I mean, I this is like probably one of my favorite collabs of all time. I'd have to think about it, but like, this is good for both. It perfectly, the mediums perfectly matched each other, I think, in this scenario. And here's even what's funny too, and I know you've had this happen, Rod. Even in when you're transforming, little bits can get knocked off, just like Lego. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Make one wrong move, and it's like very much like a puzzle. And I would say these are very simplistic. I forget how many steps these are, but I don't even know if it gets past 20 on either one of them.
No. I mean,
there's some that are 100. I mean, there's some sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, there's some where you got like upwards of 50. 50
is it? Okay.
In transformation, and like you said,
is that like commanders or whatever?
Yeah, like commanders, the leaders and commanders, especially with the Studio Series line that they have. Their Studio Series line is characters that have been in movies and video games, and that's kind of like their most accurate line and most sophisticated line right now, where it's like the most accurate paint decos, everything's kind of in scale with each other, like licenses for the alt modes and stuff like that. So those are the ones that can get really complex with like the leaders, the bigger figures, where you get a lot of steps.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, because when they made the first one, like when Optimus came out, I mean, I was like, any criticism on like how this looks and like its vehicle mode is like, to even think about having to build it so it can function both ways, so it can actually transform, like that in and of itself is like already pretty insane, especially with Bumblebee, like you guys are saying. I mean, it's a Volkswagen, it's very round, and so the fact that even a Volkswagen in and of itself, out of Lego is already impressive, but then to also let it, what is this?
So
Yeah,
just to put it in perspective,
series.
this is at your target. They flooded this thing, Rod, but this is
Yeah.
at everybody's target right now.
Mhm.
It's become a bit of a warmer because it's just they made a lot of them because everybody loves Bumblebee, but I'm sure it's sold well. But I'm bringing this up for reference when I say, when people are like, oh, but it's not, rounded off, and it's not. It's like this is a very, very popular toy right here that is available right now at your target, as mentioned, and look at. When you really zoom in on it, you can see, if you want
Right.
to call it problems, but to me, it's just like that's just Transformers being Transformers. Now, obviously, it scales, right, Rod? Just like UCS does with Lego. If you get into which Bumblebee, they don't really make a lot of giant ones unless I'm missing something, but because he's not a commander, so to get a perfect vehicle mode Bumblebee, they'd have to really make them out of scale. And they try to stick to scales, as Rod was saying earlier. But I hope you guys are seeing here, like even the OGs of the game, that's not a perfect looking VW by any means, and there's gaps all over. So I think for a lot of people, they were expecting it to be this clean, polished look, which rightfully so. Lego does a fantastic job at that most of the time. But that's why I always gave it a little bit of leeway, because I know what's up with the real toys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. Good comparison.
I felt bad for them getting dunked on for it. And then again, look at this. Is this the most flawless, action figure you've ever seen? No. I mean, you could sit here and nitpick this too, but that's B, man. That's the original, G1 Bumblebee represented here from the Transformers, the movie back in '86. And it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like Lego did a hell of a job.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
So, I'll defend stuff I like to the death regardless, but on this one, I'm not having to go above and beyond. This thing's a heater.
Well, that's crazy to think about, because I didn't watch every review in the books when these Transformers were coming out, but that's pretty good comparison to just compare it to a regular Transformer toy.
I didn't see a lot of that. Did you, Rod? I didn't see a lot of side by sides.
No, there aren't a lot of. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to call myself a unicorn, because I know I'm not. I'm not the only Lego and Transformers fan, but at least as far as like the more prominent members of the Ambassador Network who get the reviews, out early, most of them I do not think are big Transformers fans. And so, I saw a snippet from Manicus Bricks earlier today, and like literally, start off the video, he's like, Lego just sent me the new Transformer Soundwave. Now I'll admit, I am not a Transformer fan. I'm like, that's your problem, man. Like,
send one to Rod, he'll boot it through the uprights.
Like, I don't even need to be in land, but just Lego, send me all your Transformers.
No, I don't get it.
Like,
they should
I'll
be
your definitive voice.
So I know, like, Prime versus Prime, even though they're not in land, you know what I mean? Though, like Prime versus Prime, and a couple of those guys will get it. So hopefully they'll do it justice. Yeah, because he did a great job with the last ones.
Yeah.
So,
Prime versus Prime is an interesting character in the Transformers review space. There is some talk that he perhaps obtains his figures in a not as clean manner. Like,
I didn't peel the onion. I just kind of watched him.
Yeah,
he does get stuff early. That's for sure. So
he gets stuff very early.
It's like other people we know, right? So by any means necessary.
That's right.
Well, legal, but anyway.
Yes.
So there's a difference, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you a little walk down, little bit of, again, I'm nowhere near the level Rod is on this stuff, but I know enough to be dangerous, and I'm like, yeah, why are we beating this thing up so bad? It kind of looks like the real thing,
Oh yeah.
And then of course we'll get to the main course here, Soundwave. We did have a couple things to shout out real quick. Mark, Brickworld Mark, with a nice bomb for us there, Brent.
Shout out to Mark. Oh, and I believe I saw that earlier. His following comment was that he wanted to hear Freako for the 5 gifted. I've also been seeing.
We got another from Tiger too, so we'll do a 2 for 1. Tiger wants to hear Freako.
Nice. Oh, we got 2 for Freako. But yeah, shout out to Mark. Anyone that's been getting gifted memberships in the last handful of episodes, I think they've all come from Mark. Like, if you tally them up, I think Mark's gifted out 25 or 30 membos at this point.
I think he dropped a 50 bomb at some point.
I think he did, man.
Somebody did. Yeah, it was nuts. That was a wild night.
Yeah,
yeah. 50, Cody. I forget. I'm so terrible.
At least 50. Know who that was. That might have been Molly Cooler.
Molecular. That's
Oh
right.
yeah. We got a
Molecular, who we call molecular.
molecular.
But we got a lot of we got a couple requests in for the time when Annie went freako, because he did get a little aggressive in episode 2.
I remember the time when Eddie went freako, when he grew up fast and Padme was his freako. Came out swinging his saber longer than a light pole. I remember, yeah I do. His midi-chlorian shot right through.
That was the time Annie went freako. He
That's
got a
right.
little weird, Rod, so I had to commemorate it with a silly super chat song. Very aggressive. It worked though. That shows you, even if you don't have any game whatsoever, if you're persistent,
So word on the street is for the next Columbus Galaxy Con
Yeah.
that the man behind the voice of Anakin from the Clone Wars, Matt, what's the last name? How do you say it? Yeah. He's going to be at Galaxy Con, and I 100%, Sean, am going to get my Freako speeder signed.
You get your freak on. I like that.
I'm going to get my Freako speeder signed. It's
Nice.
such a crispy box. The box art is like super snowy, so a black Sharpie on that thing.
Just nice and clean. Yeah.
Oof.
Liam Brick to bed, $1,000 Death Star, member for 11 months, about to hit that 1 year anniversary. Rod, some of these will be new for you. I know that we had some of these when we were on before, but I don't think you've seen $1,000 Death Star. Now, again, this is rumored, right? We don't know for sure it's coming, but we're ahead of it here on a couple of Brickheads, and we went ahead and made a special track for that upcoming set, maybe.
Call it Disney tax, call it inflation, call it Lego, nuts in your face. Sell your house, sell your pet, only way you get $1,000 set, $1,000 set, $1,000 set, $1,000 set. Sell your kidney, get $1,000 set. Had the 1,000, had my wife. Now I got the set. Death gave me life. $1,000 Death Star. Yeah.
$1,000 Death
Did
Star.
you update that the video for that, Sean?
No.
That's always been the exact same way.
Yeah, it's always been that good, man.
I thought there was a couple new images in that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, it's like rewatching things, man. You notice new things,
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I spent a lot of time on that one, on the edit.
I just
There's a
love a
quick
line where
glimpse
it's like,
of Anakin and Padme when it says the wife. It's very fast.
I think my favorite bar in that one is "Death gave me life."
Yeah. What a weird thing to say, but yeah, I threw it out.
We also have one, Rod. I don't know if you heard. I'm sure someone else will super chat and ask for it later on. But we also have one referring to the fig count that's rumored for that set. It's another.
They kind of go together as a pair. So there's a rumored amount of figs, Rod, that's coming with this set. Fresh out. And so we, again, just being ahead of the curve, it's what we try to do here. We strive to. Here's a song dedicated to the figures that might come with this.
I got heaters to the left, heaters to the right. I'm the fix the Joker hippo, I'ma party all night. But never in my life, did I ever have a set that I wanna make my wife. Don't want no house, don't want no kids. All you gotta give me is 40 fucking figs. 40 fucking figs, 40 fucking figs. I even do a bid for 40 fucking figs. Dear Lordy, my body needs the 40. 40 fucking figs, 40 fucking figs.
Shout out to again, we might get around 40 or so figs. We're not sure yet.
That's so good.
So that's our back-to-back in celebration of the upcoming Death Star. Are you excited to see that thing, Rod?
I'm very excited to see what it's gonna end up being. I've heard rumors all from one end of the spectrum to the other on what it's gonna be. So
Yeah.
I'll be very excited to finally see some leaks or some official pics come out.
Yeah. No, I am. I've seen some Blur-O-Vision out there, and it looks all right. But until we get the real deal, man, we'll see. And that lineup is critical. This is going to be the most heavily criticized set of all times.
Oh yeah, by far,
and rightfully so. I mean, you're going out there at a G, so it's like batten down the hatches. This thing better cook and clean as well.
It's 2 car payments.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or a mortgage for some people, or rent.
Dude, it's a lot for a lot of people. Oh, look at this. Here's Brickworld Mark. Love seeing Rod
24
on the screen.
months.
There you go.
Oh,
Shout out to Mark.
Hope you're doing well tonight.
There you go. 123 you guys here in the Girth Gang tonight, having fun. And it's time, man. We got to get into Soundwave, and and again, I appreciate a lot of you guys rocking with us who maybe this isn't your jam, Brent included. Enough for me.
I mean, hey, I grew up playing with Transformers, like fluently. Definitely remember playing with a lot of the toys.
Yeah.
In terms of watching the show, I just didn't as much. And then by the time like the newer like Shia LaBeouf one came out and the following ones, I just haven't really seen. I think I've seen the Shia LaBeouf like the first one, but it's been a long time. Megan Fox was, the big draw back then. Prime Megan Fox in that first one,
I
don't think you like.
That's a lot of people's. That's almost like how the Clone Wars is. You know what I mean, Rod?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Bay stuff compared to. Yeah, it's just funny.
Are the Michael Bay ones the only movies?
Sorry.
They had the 1986 movie animated, and then they have Michael Bay. He did the 5 live action movies, and then they recently had the live action Bumblebee with Haley Steinfeld.
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out.
And then they did Rise of the Beasts right after. Rise of the Beasts, a sequel to the Bumblebee, and then they had the Transformers 1 animated movie that came out last year.
Severely underrated.
Definitely up their game on the movies in the last 5-7 years or so.
And if you guys haven't seen Transformers 1, great place to start.
Yes, very good place to
start. Even though it's animated, it might not be for everybody. It's really good animation, and I wish it did better because I'd love to see a sequel. All right. I was trying to figure out who to compare because it's it's a big Star Wars crew out there. Is it fair to say, Rod, that is he almost like a Boba Fett in a way, where like in the sense that like whenever a Boba Fett thing comes out, despite them really trying to damage Boba Fett recently, but you know what I mean, like he's always the heater that people are looking for. Whenever a new series comes out, a new the Transformers the movie, the 86 movie sets, right? I mean, I don't even know if did we get the official one yet for that? I don't even know. But the point is, like his G1 stuff, his different iterations, even in the Bay stuff, like Soundwave's like the guy. He's the guy right behind the guys. You know what I mean? The main guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, in the Transformers community, as far as the Decepticons goes, which for anyone who may be new around here, Decepticons are the bad guys. You see the giant purple logo in the middle of his chest. That's the Decepticons. Optimus and Bumblebee are Autobots, good guys. They have the red symbol. Decepticons with the purple. In the Transformers fan community, you have the big 3, and so you have Megatron is the leader of the Decepticons, and then his 3 second in commands. His 3 second in commands are the big 3, and so that's Soundwave, Shockwave, and Starscream. And so after Megatron, Soundwave being one of those big 3 is absolutely one of the next most recognizable, most popular characters in the Transformers mythos. He gets a bazillion toys along with Shockwave and Starscream. Basically any new piece of Transformers media that's going to come out, probably going to have him in some form or fashion. He was in Transformers 1, the most recent movie, along with the other 2. And so I would definitely, I would probably put him in that tier of Boba Fett-esque, because Boba Fett is a very popular character, very recognizable. He's probably not on the same.
He has more scenes than Boba Fett, to be clear. I'm just for people to know, like Boba Fett, doesn't do a whole hell of a lot he's not as present in scenes as Soundwave. But I'm just saying I get that vibe, like when the thing of him comes out, it's snatched up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, very popular. Everyone
because they tend to overdo Optimus and Megatron, like they overdo a lot of it to death, but like despite that, every iteration of him is just a heater. Like everybody's after it, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Everyone loves Soundwave.
and so so Cody, you're into this stuff as well, man. Like what can you educate the people on why we're not seeing Megatron obviously before Soundwave, who's kind of
Oh yeah, that's
very
another big one they haven't done.
important
Yeah, I mean,
second banana.
I just wanted to say, you know, you're welcome for hanging with you guys that are into this Transformers stuff for this show. I'm glad that you guys, you know, went through with the Bumblebee set and Optimus Prime and the things you liked about those. And me personally, my favorite Transformer set so far is the Optimus Prime Brickheads.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we should hit
That's-
those. Good point.
I think that one should get a little more love. That is, I think prior to today that was my favorite Transformer set. But no, I get what you're saying with the Boba Fett thing with this guy. I can kind of see that here. If Sean, I think you were saying earlier, you're a 5 or a 6 on the scale of Transformers. I think we'd put Rod at probably a 10, right?
Oh,
Brent,
for sure.
Brent
Yeah.
probably around seems like a 4 or 3. I think I'm
listen,
right with Brent. I
haven't even fully seen.
I'm at a 2, I think.
So
would you say you're
here-
trans curious? Is that what you would
I
say?
would say, what would I say? Because I don't know that I would say that, but what I would say is I would say that I saw the first 2 Bay movies, and that's kind of where it starts and stops with me.
Gotcha.
I will say that this is my favorite of the larger scale models that they've
The
done.
non-brickheads.
I like the colors. I hate Bumblebee. I don't know if it's just too small for me or if I don't like the Beetle. Again, I'm a Bay head, so I like the Camaro. I'm not pure like some of you guys.
We'd take a Camaro too, to be clear.
Optimus is fine. I mean, I would love to see a trailer, you know, on that truck. I get why it didn't happen, but I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be dope. But just as a singular piece, I think I like this one the most. I like the color
Very
scheme.
beautiful.
I feel like the shaping looks very good. In regards to that, no Megatron yet. I mean, you can't blow 1, 2, 3 right in a row, right? You gotta give us a little bit of a breather here, right? We're gonna jump to Soundwave, maybe Megatron next year. Maybe they go a different direction again, make us wait till year 5. But I don't see how Megatron could not be coming. You have people saying, "Oh, you can't do the gun Transformer version of him." Lego would never do that. Clearly, Lego would never do that, but that wouldn't stop them from doing a Megatron. So I don't think
Do you think,
that's a concern.
That's the real question, Rod. So obviously his alts are a gun and a tank, right? So that, you know, and everybody knows the storied history of Lego staying away from that kind of stuff. Although we could counter that with Star Wars and other sort of fantasy things where they very much, in fact, they're releasing a tank, which they're calling a juggernaut, but even a traditional military shaped tank, you know, the fighter tank, whatever, that's a little bit more on the nose. So, and still in that fantasy realm, but Cody brings up a great point, and I have thought of it. I'm curious your thoughts. What would you say just to complete the lineup? But it's like, would you take a robot only Megatron, or you know what I mean? It's a little bit icky because the rest of them all. I know he has other alts in universe, but it looks like they're going G1 here.
Yeah. So, you know, and this is a question that, you know, Transformers fans are waiting for Hasbro to answer with their Studio Series line, because you had the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee up there earlier. They've done pretty much every Tyler blaster on a gun. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. But I'm getting there. So, you know, we had
I
Studio
like the blaster though; it's a good call, but they're not going.
We had Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, very faithful recreation of his truck and the trailer, all the accessories, Bumblebee. You know, like you have pretty much all of the big iconic characters are getting their toy versions in the Hasbro Studio Series 86 line. And everyone was waiting to see what they were going to do with Megatron because, you know, Hasbro decided that they are not going to do any more gun versions of Megatron. They did a couple. I'll pull one up because the G1 Megatron originally transformed into, I want to say a Beretta maybe. I can't remember what exactly it was, but
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. But
the original G1 Megatron turned into a real life gun, and
it's
people
probably the coolest action figure of all time.
yeah, and people took issue with it, and so They did a couple more Megatrons after that still turned into one, but he had the giant orange cap on the end, like Nerf guns do, to show that it's not a real gun. And so it was just kind of taking away from the effect of it a little bit. So, so I'll pull up this one. So this one came out like mid 2000s. So this is from the Transformers Classics line. So this was a Megatron that still turned into a quote unquote blaster, but you could see it has the little orange nose cap. And yeah, so that's the G1 Megatron that kind of tipped everything off. And so everyone was waiting to see, like, okay, what is Hasbro going to do with
also he's chrome AF, which they're not going to do. Well, they could do it on the chest plate. I don't know.
Yeah. So they were like, what are they going to do with the Steel Series 86 Megatron? Like, they're not going to do the gun, so what are they going to do? And so he's turning into a tank. So they actually just revealed him recently.
They did, okay.
And this is a picture right there. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can see, but
that would be so sick to get in a Lego set.
Yeah, he's going to turn into a tank. And so I think that Lego was just waiting to see what Hasbro was going to do with their 86 Megatron, because this is going to be the definitive version of Megatron for a lot of people in their collections for a very long time. And so I think Lego was just waiting to see what Hasbro was going to do with their 86 Megatron. Like, okay, they're going to turn him into a tank. When we do Megatron, we're going to do a tank. And so I think that Megatron at this point is inevitable. I think he is going to turn into a tank. I don't think there's going to be any other way that they do it. I don't think they're going to do robot mode only. I think he's just going to turn into a tank. Maybe he'll be a little more cartoony than this, because this is like super realistic.
Shy, let's go.
So, I think maybe they'll do something a little more cartoony, but Lego does military-esque things.
Oh, they ride the line for sure.
In every line. They toe the line. So I think they're just going to toe the line with Megatron as well.
I sincerely hope so, man. And hey, that'd be a really great use, better than most uses of the 18 plus gimmick,
Absolutely.
So anyways, with this Soundwave thing, I don't even know what it turns into, if that tells you anything.
It turns into a cassette player.
Rod included, all of you are youngins here, but this is a Walkman, pretty much, like the OG iPod, for those of you that are just... But basically, when I was a kid, this is what you did. You'd bring this around, you'd plug your headphones into that, and you'd have these little cassettes that you played. And what's so cool,
kind of mini Transformers.
So I have a quick question here. So the good guys turn into cars and the bad guys turn into like little bullshit things. Is that
no.
like a gun and a beatbox and what, like a freaking? When's the toothbrush one come out? Like,
well, actually, that's Toothazon, which he
what is that because they're Decepticons, they're hiding in plain sight? Is that
no? So actually,
it's like little.
I mean, I would say, Rod, you could take it, but my thing is no, they don't. It's just this happens to be the few we're talking about. We talked about Starscream, who's an F4. That's the other prop. We were going to cover that off next.
Yeah, he's like a jet, right? Like,
yeah,
that's cool.
He's an F4.
Like,
he's an F14.
What's the point? What's the point of a Walkman? Like, what are we doing there?
So at least with Soundwave, and obviously this is only a one-time thing, but with Soundwave, he turned into a cassette deck and was like planted in the Autobot base so he could be a spy.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
And so then he gave away he gave away the location of the Autobot base to the Decepticons, and then they can come and raid the Autobot base. Now it only works one time because they're going to be like, oh, well, there's this random cassette tape that
they're like, we know this Walkman. We got to get this thing out of here.
So, and in the G1 cartoon as well, they had this thing called mass shifting, where they transform into something that is in no way, shape, or form reflective of the size of their robot mode. So when Megatron would transform in his robot mode, he was arguably the biggest Decepticon outside of the combiners like Devastator, but that's a whole other thing. But in his robot mode, Megatron would be arguably the biggest Decepticon, but he would transform into his gun and shrink in size so that Starscream could hold him and blast the Autobots.
Yep.
You're telling me the big bad turns into a gun for his crony to use?
Yes.
That seems kind of lame. That seems kind of backwards to me.
Only in G1.
Dude, you gotta watch it, man. It's all contextual. We could do the same thing about Star Wars, man. Half
Shouldn't
of
his little buddy turn into a gun so that he can blast people?
How is Yoda one of the dopest Jedis ever? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
That comes later.
Okay, but this is what's interesting. Now you've got I think one thing, Rod, I don't know if you said it. I was clicking around, but so when he would actually activate his cassette tapes, and you can see they transform into, I don't know, what would you call
Ravage is
Ravage
like
would be what?
Ravage is like a
Laserbeak would be Ravage, like a little lion or something. I don't even know. He just
he's
looks
like a little panther or a little jaguar.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he would sit there and he'd record what he needed to, and then he would kind of stand up, and you kind of see it in some of the images, and they would like blast out of his chest,
Mm-hmm.
and then the laser beak would go and rat out, where the Autobots were hanging out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would weaponize his cassette tapes, and then he's obviously, fully armed as well with his cannons and everything else for himself. But it's just really unique, and it's obviously not it probably was the first time where they had other characters on board, but it certainly wouldn't be the last time. Getting into more of the details here, we do need to cover off on the sound brick, but I love that they've added, and it bums me out because, dude, it started making me think, essentially a minifig of the alt build here.
Yeah.
A buildable alt, whatever, a micro alt build, however you want to categorize it. Dude, how sick would it have been? Even if it was done badly and everybody shit on it, it would have been so cool to get a Optimus and a Bumblebee minifig.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool.
I'd like to see him try.
Dude, I want them to do the freaking Corvette Bumblebee, or I'm sorry, the Camaro Bumblebee, and give us a Megan Fox and a Shia LaBeouf. That'd be crazy.
Oh, like on board?
A Shia LaBeouf minifigs, probably not ever gonna happen, but
I don't know, man.
No, Brent, there's that
$1,000 with the licenses involved.
There's that one Decepticon in the second movie. Remember, it turns into a girl and it seduces Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, they're gonna do that next.
Is it really? Hell, I don't know.
Yeah. It's in the second one. I remember that part. I don't remember a lot of the other
this
parts of
is
that
the
movie,
best,
but...
by the way. If we didn't have this stupid orange label, this is probably the best.
The label kills it. The label kills it.
This is the best Rod 18 plus box art ever, I think. Like up there.
I love the purple. I love the logo.
It worked.
Yeah, that freaking label, man.
It's the same thing with Barad-dûr. It looks so freaking good, but it's got that same label right on the front.
Yeah,
completely ruins it.
I don't know. This is one of those ones that lends itself. Obviously, the
why's it gotta be
iconic,
so big? You know what I mean? Like, why does it has to be so giant?
It's just a rule. I don't know. But if we can just do one of these and cover that part, and just look at the glory of this box, this is one of those examples which is becoming more and more rare. Barud door, however I still don't know how to say it.
Barn door.
Yeah, barn door is another great.
It's very Landish of you. Nice.
No, because it lends itself to it with its reddish orange whatever.
I'm gonna start buying European boxes. That's what I think.
That's what I'm thinking too. They don't care. They're like choke and die.
Call it Patty.
But this one, Rod, this looks like. I mean, it's definitely got G1 box vibes already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll say one more thing about the alt mode, and then I'll continue with the box arts. With the thing with in G1 where the Autobots always struggled against the Decepticons was because so many of the Decepticons transformed into air-based things. So like you have Starscream,
man.
You have Starscream and the Seekers that all could transform into jets. You had Blitzwing and Octane that could transform into like shuttles, or Blitzwing could transform into a fighter jet as well. So you had like so many of these Decepticons that could transform into air-based vehicles, and then all of the Autobots could only transform basically into land-based stuff. The Lambos, the Bumblebees, a Volkswagen, Optimus Prime's a truck, and so that's why the Autobots could never seem to beat the Decepticons, because they always have an aerial advantage. And then you have Soundwave, who's sneaking in their base and giving away their location and stuff. So that was just like the mythos on the Decepticon stuff. But yeah, I do really like the box, except for the warning label. It's definitely a massive eyesore. I don't know if it's like, I know that they have to put it on there for legal reasons, but I wonder if it would be legal if they put it on the back of the box instead of the front. I don't know if
they put it on the side as well.
It's on the side too. Yeah,
it's the side and the front.
If they can just put it everywhere except the front of the box, I would be more okay with that. But it definitely is a massive eyesore just right smack that one.
I just think if this is getting it, man, like even a Duplo set should have 50% of the bot. You know what I mean? Like the kids that are playing with them are more likely to eat it than anybody like this, you know, that would get access to this. Now on the sound brick, Rod, I'm a little bit hesitant. I don't know if you've heard some of the sound clips, but they do all of his iconic phrases. Let's get into that. I mean, first of all, you're getting a unique sound brick that's on point, you know, as far as his colorway and everything, which that's just an awesome touch right there.
Yeah.
On the website, they play a couple of his catchphrases. I don't think it's all of them. I think it's 5 or 6. I think he's going to have a lot more than that from what I hear. And then it did sound like they played a blurb from the sort of closing credits from the animated series. That would be so sick if that sticks. Yeah.
I think the Instagram clip that they posted earlier today has a bunch. It has quite a few of them. I think it probably has about like 10 of the clips on there, because he transforms into his bot mode, and then in the clip he's literally just spamming the play button. And so you hear a whole bunch of his little phrases.
That's true. That'd be hard to copyright. I like that.
You can't show. If you can't show it, no problem.
No, I will. I don't. Whatever.
But yeah, that was. I got a kick out of that little sizzle that they did on Instagram, because he's just like spamming all of his catchphrases, and then Bumblebee's like, "Dude, shut up," and slams the box down on him to quiet him up. But
no, but I think this is I agree, and I think this is like kind of a good way to do it, because it is all kind of mashed up. But this is just kind of what you'll hear there. God, that looks so good, dude. That looks so good.
Oh.
Decepticons are awesome. All dark, no shock, Soundwave superior.
he starts to go into ham.
Oh, the box no label on it there.
Yeah. The warning.
Decepticons are awesome.
Yeah, that's a good reel.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that one. So.
Oh, did you hear it? Damn it! I turned it off too soon. But it's like it does the little more than meets the eye thing. I'm equally as interested in that as I am all the catchphrases. I just think that would be so sick. So, I mean, like, look, they've been teasing this. What have we gotten recently, Lake? We've gotten we got the sorting hat. What are the recent runs of the sound bricks? None of them have
the only one that I know of. The sorting
None of them have sort of made their mark, though, right? I feel like it's been an underplayed asset, and I'm glad to see them putting it into perfect use here and maybe they're doing it purposefully. Oh, I think the little boombox, right? The little retro boombox has it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So at least
the radio or whatever.
The sorting hat. I mean, really the sorting hat, besides being a weird looking hat, I mean, obviously it talks and and tells you where you're going and all that stuff. But maybe I just answered my own question.
It's
stuff. But why couldn't a UCS X-wing have some sound effects, or what I mean?
They're so limited in it though, because like it's you can go one of two ways, right? We can go the route now we have a sound brick, so now every single transformer is going to get a sound brick, right? Or do you go the route of like, well, it makes sense for Soundwave because he's a speaker. Like that just makes sense. What I think that's the path Lego is going to take. I don't think it's going to become this widespread thing because of cost, and it's going to balloon price. This is worse than it already is being ballooned at the moment. So I do think it's going to remain very limited, because I do think there's a case to put one in just about any set. Like there's so many vehicles and planes, and like you could be putting these in city sets. You could be throwing these in, some of these larger scale F1 cars. Like it could be used in a lot of places, but I think it's going to remain pretty limited just based on, well, it's not Lego in its purest form, which I think they always have to go back to that.
No, for sure. Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I guess, yeah. I mean, look, obviously it contributes a little bit to costs, which we're trying to stay off of. It was a very cost heavy conversation, as you know, Rod, with the community over the last week with this Star Wars wave.
Tyler, they already did that.
But imagine, or I guess in some good news, right? Let's little credit where it's due. Optimus was 180. This is 190. Similar price count with everything going on, inflation, tariffs, all that stuff. I'm glad they kept it, where they did. I could definitely have seen them step it up, and they could have rationalized it. Whatever. What is the value of a sound brick to people?
Well,
I think $10 is cool.
Oh, it's up there. It's got to be up there because the Sorting Hat was $100, and it was not a super huge.
I guess
build.
what I'm asking though is, would it have been like 80 without it? 70? I don't know. And by the way,
Sorting Hat might have been
bought
80
that for
without it.
$100.
Yeah.
So,
Right, yeah. Without the sound brick and the Sorting Hat, yeah, it might have been 70 or 80. So I mean, I think you could maybe value the sound brick at like
thing. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling on that one. We've got a couple supers in. We got Brighton. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Optimus was designed by a former member of Hasbro's Transformers team, while Bumblebee was not. It could definitely give cause to the difference in design. Yeah, for sure. And then he's saying reason Hasbro can't do a full G1 accurate Soundwave is because of U.S. toy laws surrounding realistic guns to
I think he meant to say.
I think he meant Megatron.
Megatron.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I was like, is he talking about his blaster? That looks on point to me. But yeah, no, great takes, Brayden. Yeah, we were kind of talking about that. That's the biggest concern there, and certainly Lego falls in line with that. Very, very, very conservative company as far as those things go. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I think regards a Megatron, I think a tank build would be incredible. And I like your solution. Just I don't know, just get it out there and maybe let people mod it up, but make it really round, make it have bumpers or something. Make it as innocent as needed, and the community will take care of the rest. You know what I mean?
I really do like that little commercial that they made too, and I like how they showed the other sets because, like, I'm not gonna lie, like this stream and that commercial kind of has me wanting all three of them. So it's kind of working. They're
influencers. Yeah, but you can tell when there's something I'm really into versus passively saying, yeah, this one's cool. This one, I mean, I don't know, man. I've called a couple things set of the year. Look, it's definitely I can't see how 5 more things will be better than this in my more than. What am I saying? I can't imagine how this won't be in my top 5 by the end of the year, regardless if they keep dropping heaters on us. This one I could not have imagined it would come out this well.
Yeah.
The execution's great. And I know there'll be some nitpicks for everybody. I'll start with the one. There's some critical stickers in places that are very tiny stickers, and that aggravates the hell out of me for something like this. Like the play button, especially when it comes to text, man, like the play button right there in the middle, you blow that even by a little bit, and it's like, but whatever. This will be one of those ones where before I even open it, I'm on the line with service, and I'm like, I need a second sticker sheet, please. I do it like 2 or 3 times a year when I really care about getting it right. So
I really got a kick out of how they, like, Optimus Prime puts the box in front of Soundwave, but it's the phantom box that doesn't exist with no warning label across the front. It's like, this is how cool the box could look. Oh, and I saw I think it was Amy earlier. She's like, who cares about the box if you're going to throw it away? I think box art is still important, even if you throw away your boxes, just because it adds to the experience. It gets you to
makes you buy it too.
I was going to say, it gets you to want to buy something a little bit more if the box art is super dope as well.
I'm with you though, Amy. But it's like, that is part of the fun. I mean, there's a certain percent of, I don't know what it is. It could be 30, it could be 100% for some people, the box, and they seem to put a lot of work into it. So they know it's a draw for them too. They don't limp out with shitty box art for the most part. KO, Brett, this is crazy.
26 months, our very first channel member ever, right here in a couple of brickheads. Huge shout out to you, King Oldendorf, man. That's legendary, man. 26 months and counting. Nice. Thank you, man.
Unbelievable. 26 months is crazy.
It is crazy, Shreddy.
Brandon corrected him. Okay, here we go. I agree. Now I want Bumblebee, even though I wasn't.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And it's kind of, I kind of like that Bumblebee's really looking at Bumblebee at only $90. Really, yeah, but only $90. And also, I'm really glad Sean brought.
He hasn't been on sale a whole lot, has he? I haven't. I don't think
so.
All right, Chad. Over under of Brent buying even one of these.
I'm
taking the under.
You could probably take the under. Now listen,
I'll
I'm
take
a,
it over.
He'll take a
Take it
$60 Bumblebee. He'll do it.
I was say some of these are on sale, and I'm not gonna lie, like after all this Transformers hype and talking about all three of these, don't get me wrong, I definitely grabbed my phone and double checked Lego.com because I was like, is Optimus retired? Because it's been out for a while. Sean bought that in Brick World 2023.
Yeah.
So, granted, that's right when it came out, right when it dropped.
He came out in summer of 22.
22.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been around.
That was.
But they-
I
Oh
bought
no,
it-
that was 22, Sean, because that's when we went with that's when we went to that went there with
Ryan.
Ryan, not M&R
Nino.
Ryan, but Nino. Yeah, wow.
And
Dang,
you
it's been
guys
out for
got
a
the-
while.
You got the McLaren. That's how long ago that was.
But I gotta say, man, and I sold that McLaren recently, actually, in Chicago,
There you go.
this year. But no, and honestly, like for them to make Optimus on shelves for this long, I kind of like that it has a purpose, because now when you're getting this third one, and they're using it in the commercials and the promotion, showing how good it looks next to the other two. I mean, I like that they're still making it available, because if you have someone that's getting into it late, trying to get all the Transformers, they still can. So props to Lego for that.
Yeah.
No, I think they've handled it well. I like.
Retires this
There
year.
was, I
Bradley,
believe, Bumble was last year, right? So there was a 2-year gap between that and Bumblebee, which makes sense. They wanted to make sure Optimus got out there and did well.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping this means, Rob, we get yearly releases for these. However, but the other thing we're up against is, licenses are typically minimum of 2 years, and then it kind of varies from there. I hope they have it for like 5 years, or maybe it could be a amount of sets kind of deal they have with them. I'm not sure, but I want this to continue forever. It's just, the question is, if you don't, let me put this on you. So if you don't, I might know your answer, but I'm curious what you say. If you don't go Starscream and you can't get Megatron done, what are you doing next? And remember, you're in charge of this, and it's got to sell. Don't go total fantasy boy. It's got to be like, what do you think would even come close to any of these guys?
I mean, the next one I feel like has to be I think it needs to be another Decepticon to even the total.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll do Megatron next year. I think fans wanted Megatron to be the next one.
But if it's not, what would
if it's not Megatron, it needs to be either Starscream or Shockwave, because those are the next most iconic.
I think Shockwave is next.
Yeah. Now the thing with Shockwave is that he also has a questionable G1 alt mode, in that he transforms into basically another gun. Now he transforms more or less into like a sci-fi looking gun. So I don't know if they would do it, but what Hasbro has done in the past is, whenever they were trying to make more modern interpretations of a G1-esque Shockwave, they would make him transform into like a spaceship, but it'd have a deck, like an observation deck on the top. And then if you turn it upside down, you get the gun. So maybe Lego could go that route if they're going to do a G1 Shockwave and make him turn into a mini spacecraft.
Yeah.
And then have the little stacked observation deck. I'll see if I can pull up a picture, because
Who uses the Shockwave gun?
yeah. And
Does
so,
Megatron get to use that one?
No, he is.
other Decepticons would use Shockwave, yes.
Yeah.
So here, I'll pull up a little.
I mean, I can just picture a season finale. You got Decepticon dual wielding Shockwave, and
So that's the
and
G1.
Megatron.
This is the G1 Shockwave, but it's more of like a sci-fi gun, like Lego does the Stormtrooper blasters. So I feel like they could get away more with this than they could with Megatron. It literally just turns into a straight up real life gun.
Yeah,
but
because this is a blaster in universe too.
Yeah, that is an in-universe blaster, not a gun. So
Yeah, that's a good point. What was I going to say?
if they're
Going
going
to
to
be
do
a sick one though, they'll never do. All right, I just told you to be in reality, but here's my
Very good.
fantasy pick, dude. Can you imagine an Ultra Magnus?
Ultra Magnus would be cool.
But it would have to come with the trailer, obviously. I mean,
Yeah. Ultra Magnus would be a really good one.
I think we need visuals on some of this stuff, Sean.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing words over here.
Now
I don't know what a Shockwave looks like.
my pipe dream for this line eventually. Okay, so this
it's
is
available now. The Commander's back. Wow.
this is G1 Ultra Magnus, and he's like in G1
Throw that up again
continuity
one more
out
time.
there.
I'm pulling it up here.
In
Oh,
G1
okay.
continuity, he's one of the
America.
only Autobots that's bigger than Optimus Prime.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
And then
What does
you
he
kinda
turn
have these
into?
little So this is the Studio Series version of Ultra Magnus. He has these massive shoulder pads, but he is
like a
a
dump truck
very
or
large
something? What is
character,
he?
and he
Oh,
turns
whoa.
into a
Oh,
card
okay.
carrier that the
Oh,
Autobots
shit.
travel on.
Carries
So
other,
he
because a
can-
lot of the other Autobots are
small
regular
cars,
size vehicles, like the VW.
the
There's
Lamborghinis, all that stuff. Yeah. You can even you can see the little schematic there on top where works with other Studio Series Deluxes. So you can take some of your other Studio
Smaller,
Series Autobots and transport them with Ultra Magnus.
dude, I need this Magnus. That's so good.
Amy's like, Cody, that's how I feel when they talk about Pokemon.
Yeah, I can see that.
We'll get ready to hear a lot of Pokemon talk whenever the
But it would
sets
be
come
weird,
out next
man.
year.
It would be interesting, Rod, though, is if they did go, this would obviously be like the biggest one, but like they could do like Wheeljack and you know what I mean? A couple of the other second tier players. That'd be interesting.
All of the Bumblebee kind of ascended to a new level that he, previously didn't have. At least I didn't think that he had, kind of like before the mid 2000s, maybe.
Who are you saying? Bumblebee?
Bumblebee,
Yeah.
When after all the live action movies, Bumblebee went to like tier 1 with Optimus, with Megatron and Starscream and those kind of guys. Like after him with the Autobots, it's like everyone else is definitely like a step below, which is why if I was choosing the next character, I'd go with one of those Decepticons first because I still think they're a little bit more recognizable. But if like for my unrealistic like pipe dreams for the future would be to do the triple changers. Now that would be a whole other level of engineering feat on behalf of the Lego designers and potentially some of the Transformers designers as well to collaborate together.
Yeah.
But like if they could do like Blitzwing and Springer and Astro Train and those guys and eventually get to the triple changers, that would be insane. That would be like
Springer that'd be my pick out of everything you just said. Yeah. So guys, real quick on triple changer, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? So he's got his robot mode, but then he's got 2 different vehicle modes, which that's like that'd be like the meanest thing to assign to a Lego designer. It's like, all right, here's what you got to do. You got to make these and not have everybody hate you for it. Make 3 different. Well, I don't know, man. Those 3-in-1 guys have been on fire lately. I know it's a completely different discipline, but the 3-in-1 sets have been crazy. All right. I think, and like I said, guys, I know I don't want to disappoint, but it's going to be a bit of a shorter run tonight because all of us have very, very early days. But this was fun, Rob. We got to get you back on for a longer hang. We'll do some Star Wars stuff. We'll bring you back in for Marvel. You're into everything, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Subject matter expert on a lot of it. And I believe we were going to have one special guest if he joins here in the next few minutes. He wanted to do a little show and tell. Here he is. Very special guest. We've got T. You guys might have heard of him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in T to the broadcast. Looking good there. I like the shirt.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. The AI tracking, bro.
Yeah. He's got a new can.
What? Dude.
Look at this.
That is so trippy, man. Again, I'll say this, like, dude, if I had a sneeze or something, it's just going to follow me, bro. How awkward is that?
Well, once you play with it, you can set up ranges, turn it on, off, all that stuff. It's a great party trick if you're walking around, but while you're sitting stationary, it's definitely.
Bro, this is fun as hell, bro. Look at this dude.
Oh, you got the itsy bitsy spider over there. I like that.
Yeah, so here's just a couple. That I'm keeping for myself. Little
39 cents on clearance.
$7.27, I think. 10. Then this, of course.
Oh, that's your second one, right?
Yeah, my second one of the dino. Actually, you can
you'll
be able to see. You see it up there?
Yep.
You got the ATOT Rex up there. The ATOT Rex. Yeah.
And then the main thing here is this box.
All right, turn this motion off. You're about to make me throw up.
I don't know how to, man.
You're fine, but I'm going to look down for a minute.
But, no, I'll show this here in case you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's going to follow you. Walk over there, Tyler. It's cool.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is the main event. This is what he wanted to show.
Yeah, dude. You got to bring that to Chicago next year just to like have it
Just
sitting
to
around.
destroy it at Chicago.
Well, don't destroy it, but just have it on display in the back of the stream stage or something.
Tyler, head towards your door with it. See how big the range of the camera is. See, look at him. It's...
Dang, man, that thing really tries.
That's sick.
I love how Tyler's so jazzed by this. Like, welcome to 2018. Whoa.
That's
You happy
awesome.
with your purchase, Ted? New camera upgrade for Tyler. Looking good, dude.
Yeah, I mean, so
You,
I know
you need to
P-
tune it in. We'll get you some 1080 going. It goes up to 4K. We'll get you going on that.
no, so I know P&G had it, then Mull got it, then
I've had it
Ryan
for
got it.
3 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was like the final one to convince me. He's like, bro, it's like 150. So I went to Best Buy the next day. And I'm like, at 150, it's like, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not like a big commitment. And, even if it's not like the craziest upgrade, I mean, again, for 150, I think it was worth it. But the main event is right here.
Oh, I thought the. All right.
No, this is, damn it, bro. This is kind of whatever. I'll have to make do with it. No, this I've been hanging on to since
I do presets, yeah.
since Monday. So Cody's gonna appreciate these. All right, so the first one.
Ooh, which one is it?
Ah,
Fire.
Ooh,
very nice.
Those were so good. You got the black skeletons.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. This is 07, so technically it's crazy. I mean, I forget sometimes this is an 07 theme technically. And then
Oh, a little combo pack. All right.
gonna be fucking peanuts all over my floor now.
oh, good old packing peanuts.
And then
Ooh,
Joust.
Yeah.
that's a big one for some people.
It's a nice box too.
I mean, I genuinely think this retailed for like $7.99, I believe. The crazy part about that.
Damn.
And then, we will go this one next.
Tyler went reverse FPJ this week.
Yeah. Whoa, that's a
There we
sweet
go.
one.
Damn, dude.
Got the Crown King. Very nice.
So this one, I mean, all of these said they had like minor box flaws. Like this one,
I'm not
sadly
Yeah.
has like a little concave on the front. It's not
That's all right, dude. I wouldn't even have noticed till you said so.
Chrome swords, right?
Yeah,
The
gold.
Crown Sword.
They packed those nicely.
Yeah,
Is
no,
this
shout out to this.
there? What was the deal on this one, Tyler?
All right, so all of these were pretty much about 30% off of like market initially, and then I got an additional $10 off per set and then free shipping. So I
Nice.
mean, like overall, again, like these are a little bit harder to like truly gauge market, but like I'm pretty safe to say I probably got 30 to 35% truly off of like what I would have had to pay if I just bought them randomly separately, like right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I mean, I'm pretty content with that.
Nice, man.
Was this
That's almost-
eBay or Bricklink?
What was that?
Was this eBay or Bricklink?
Bricklink.
It's almost like getting a fresh Lego order back in what, like 2006 when these came out or whatever.
Bro, I've never had this one in my
Oh,
life.
and this one
Oh.
too. Dang, man.
So the other ones I've at least had at one point in my life, but this one I've never had.
I don't know why they don't do more stuff like this. It's so crazy.
Right.
Dude, a castle theme, bro. I mean, that's all I got to do, man, and just get rid of Black Falcon.
That thing
and-
goes down to
No,
the
I
floor
agree,
with
man.
it.
yeah, dude, that did follow. Dude, that is so awkward, bro.
So
There's a
when
way
it's
to
just,
try.
yeah, I think it could run its course with like the normie stuff, and you can see what they even did back then, right? You start getting into the fantasy stuff and dwarves and all that. You know what I mean? Like once it plays out with just the normal factions, you move to stuff like that.
I do have this one right here.
Oh,
Just one more.
But
after
wait, there's more. Dude, that was probably a $5 set.
Yeah, bro. 3 figs and everything.
Tyler's
Dang, nice
ancestors
little
bought
box of
those for
boys.
$2 a box on clearance from
Tyler's
Kmart.
ancestors.
My ancestors. That's funny.
Remember Kmart? That was a good run.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, then the final one, the most nostalgic one for me out of this thing, and the biggest one. I'll never forget this, man. Meyer 2009. Me and my dad went down. This is what he picked me up, and then I still remember I had like one of those like old like CD wood shelves that have like a little like push glass thing, like you push it to open the door. You guys know what I'm talking about? I had one of those.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I took out one of the shelves, and it was perfect height to fit this in there. And then I had it on display all the way up until it eventually got destroyed. But to finally have this one sealed, this one means a lot.
Yo,
Nice.
dude, that one I've seen.
Powers.
I don't even have that much nostalgia for Castle, but I've seen this one talked about a lot. This one's sick, dude.
Power Raid, yeah.
Wow.
Damn, dude. Some heat.
This was back when they used to put 5 figures in battle packs.
Yeah.
This one's a little same thing, a little concave. I don't know if you guys can tell.
So you're calling this
Yeah.
stuff out, Tyler. Does that mean we're gonna get any open boys on any of these or no?
Are we getting live builds of this?
No, I mean the thing, dude. I just like that's my logic with Star Wars, and like I have to kind of just keep it at that. Like I can't, as much as I would love to do with everything else. Like I think with like the Castle stuff, I've got to just buy one
Enjoy it.
copy when I find a deal, and then just
Oh.
get a used copy for the build one. You know what I mean? Like that's what I technically did with all the built ones I have. I can't even. It's not going to show it, but yeah. I mean the
He's
whole
trying to use the Force. He's like,
well, like
pushing-
the buying the theme stuff to build. I mean, that's just going to be old Star Wars. I mean, I can only keep that to one theme, I think, until I make more money.
Tyler live builds. Yeah, those always go well. Are you gonna get back on that horse, Tyler, with a live build? I mean, it always goes sideways. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what my ultimate like my not goal my record like for pieces per stream. It's probably like maybe like 50 pieces in one
5-hour stream.
Yeah. I'll never forget. I mean, technically, I mean, I was building clone command stations at one point. Like, I mean, look, I'll be the first one to say it was like a little bit of a clickbaity title since like I said like army building stream, but like I knew damn well I didn't even want to build like 30 of them, but like I didn't even get through one of them in 3 hours. And like I had every intention of getting through at least like 2 or 3, but it took me 3 hours to build a clone command station.
Now, Tyler, did you
It's
just
tough.
take down a whole wave with that purchase, or
Hell no. There's
way more?
yeah. I mean, Cody would know. I mean, there's probably between all 3 years. I mean, every bit of 25 sets. I think.
Yeah, I mean, because they did so many little ones. Like there was probably 5 or 6 of
Oh yeah,
just
also
straight
real
big
tiny
packs.
boxes. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot.
Well, then there's the Toys R Us stuff too. Like there's the
You had quite the week, dude.
skeleton ship. The skeleton ship is going to be damn near impossible to get a.
Yeah.
I know you were scouting, and not to overlook that Rex, dude. I know you were looking into that for a while, so I'm glad you found you a crispy deal on that one as well.
Shout out to
PNG, maybe
PNG.
this will help with a 45 battle pack host choice. The reason I was asking Wave, Brent, I'm kind of in the mood to hear the
Yeah, I
Wave. You
mean,
wanna do that?
Wave,
You wanna do
Wave or the
Marketplace?
new one, or both. I don't care.
We'll hit Wave, and then we'll hit the new joint, and then we'll send it home. Sorry, guys, a little bit short, but here's the Wave. Yeah.
Have you heard that there's all new sets? I got my wallet. Let's get wet. Cause I got the wave. I got it. Cause I got the wave. I got it. Yeah, some of you boys get a set of 2, that's the worst. I take them full price and build them on the first. Cause I got the wave. I got it. Cause I got the wave. I got that bitch. I got the bitch.
Yeah, she was just a mom, cleaning out a room. She found some dusty boxes, she knew just what to do. Puts makeup on her face and lists it all on Marketplace. My son will never mind, it'll all go to waste. I bought your collection, had a place. Fashion didn't use protection. Took your sets, made her sweat. Cloud City, Boba Fett. Marketplace, moms, go.
Shout out to marketplace moms around the world who, without them, we'd never get these great finds selling their son's collection the moment they go to college. Thank you, moms out there, for doing that for us. Ooh, wow, Tyler.
Yeah, not sure. I put this. This is underneath the desk. So.
Fire.
Oh,
Built it at Brick
feature.
World. Amazing set. Amazing set.
This is gonna be this Sunday's build.
You will enjoy yourself. It's a great. I would build it again.
Brent knocked that out very quickly too.
Yeah, I built it pretty quick.
Well, and plus,
Couple-
I mean, the
couple
benefit of
sessions.
this is I'm gonna sell. So I sold all the GWPs. I have them listed. I'm gonna sell this Woo as well. Since I don't give a damn about Woo, bro. You know what I mean? It's like and this Woo's like $30 or whatever. So it's gonna help.
It's exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna help. Cut down. That's the benefit about these dragons. Is like I don't keep nearly any of the figures since I just don't care about them. So it always helps cut down the cost of the actual build.
Moonraker here for the Lego is amazing. Oh man.
No, that's a great set. Shout out to the Ninjago team from Lego for letting people build some sets, and that's the one I built, man.
Super early. Humpy Dragon, Rod, the legend. Go Dogs. There you go.
Dogs.
There you go. Can we get the full studio album with all the songs? One day we might do a CD or something. Just
drop it on
I'd love to press a vinyl, but it would be insane with that short of a print. They're already 50 for like known artists. You know what I mean? Like they're so crazy now. All right, boys, we'll send it around the room. Any closing thoughts, plugs, anything you want to cover? I'm sorry, it's a short boy tonight.
No, I mean, I don't know about set of the year, but I think once you start going, definitely top 5 of the year for you. I think, I think you're talking a little more reasonable there. I will say that less heaters have come out so far this year than I initially thought. We still got some time to go.
You seen that Mosasaurus, dude? That thing's a heater.
That one I think has grown on me the most out of the Jurassic.
Of the ones I like,
the price too helps. I mean, the Titanosaurus one has always been like that's my favorite. But no, that whole wave I think might be my favorite Jurassic wave that's come out. As far as the movie goes, I have it kind of middle of the pack. I mean, I think I have it. It's
starting to come back, dude. People are swinging on it. Everybody was burying it.
I think it was an amalgamation of both J Park 2 and 3. Like it took beats from both of those movies, and I think that did it for.
And everybody now loves those. It's going to have this prequels curve. It
was a good kickoff to the summer. I will say that. We didn't touch on Soups yet. We'll
probably hit that.
Sure, next week once more of us have seen it. I'm going to see it Saturday. Yeah, I'm excited for that. But go Transformers, I guess.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, you're partial to purple. Brent, I feel like you learned something today.
Yeah, I definitely learned something. I mean, I have a very small little slice of nostalgia for Transformers. Maybe not as much as the next guy, but yeah, definitely all the hype that we discussed tonight, and Lego's little commercial showing the other 2 Transformer sets. This got me interested a little bit, so we'll see. I do really like that sound break though, man. I like the just how they made that sound and everything. And yeah, man. Other than that, it's always good to be here. It's always good to come back here every single week, and I'm just thankful to keep doing this thing, man. Rod, we finally celebrated 200 episodes a couple weeks ago.
Crazy. Hey, that's big time, man.
200,
fully celebrate it. We're gonna have to do a 212.
Yeah, we realized it the week after. I brought it up, and I was like, hey, random, but last week was our 200th episode.
Just celebrate 4 years.
4 years is coming up. 4 years is coming up.
Next month.
Completely unrelated. But I've been terrified of roller coasters for all my life, and over this last week I rode a couple big roller coasters at Kings Island, and I think I'm becoming addicted in that. Yeah, really fun stuff.
There you go.
Nice.
Completely unrelated, but I feel really proud of myself because I was like pretty scared of roller coasters for a while, and I rode a couple big ones. I didn't ride like the absolute biggest ones, like the most recent one they built, Orion, is like 300 feet in the air. It goes like 95 miles an hour, something crazy. Gonna do it next time.
You got
but
to train for that one. Yeah, that one. Even
Yeah,
for hardcore.
But I did the Banshee, which has like 4 or 5 inversions, and it's like a inverted roller coaster. Dude,
Banshee's so fun.
Dude, so you rode it? Dude,
Yeah.
you feel like you're Iron Man. Like just zipping through the air. Oh,
Harley
it's
went
awesome.
exactly where I went. So Brent, enjoy trying to get all the sets now. So.
Yeah.
Tyler, are you a coaster guy?
I don't.
No, I am not one bit.
Oh, he likes to stay on the ground.
I
He's
never
not-
could have guessed.
No, so like I was a little bit of a coaster guy in like my early, like 10 through 14 or whatever, and then
always 2010s with him. You know, in my early 2010s.
yeah, they're in the early 10s. But then also,
Golden age.
well, same thing at like fairs and stuff, dude. It's like I used to like love going on all that wild shit at fairs, but then I just like started thinking to myself, it's like I don't know, it just got to me like in the sense of like these guys set this stuff up in like
No,
a
I don't
day.
ride fair rides.
Well,
I'm with
yeah,
you there.
not fair rides.
Those are off
I'm
limits.
with you there. Yeah, I'm not doing
So-
that. But
I don't know,
But
dude. Either of them. It's like, I mean, is it really worth the risk of me flying off into the next galaxy if something goes wrong with me on the
Tyler,
like,
let me ask you this:
is it really worth it?
Tyler, is going to 6 Walmarts worth finding the clearance? It is, right? You have way more of a chance in getting seriously injured in a car accident than getting on a roller coaster.
Yeah, but dude, I know.
I'm telling
but
you,
like,
there's fail.
I know, but listen, dude. I mean, what's
while.
worse though, dude? Getting in an accident that, like, if you're gonna die in the accident, you don't even know that you're dead. I mean, you die on impact. Or what's worse, those last 10 seconds that you're literally just flying in the air.
Yeah, but
and you know you're gonna die since
I
you're-
knew there
you're
was
out
gold
and up
here.
and
I
you're
knew
gonna
there was
snap.
something here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you this: no one has ever just fallen out of a roller coaster. All the deaths are like because somebody dropped their hat and they hopped the fence
To the
that says
restricted area.
yeah, they go into a restricted area that says do not enter.
Or your heart explodes. I mean, whatever. It's just you know,
Sure, yeah. If you're 88 years old, don't get on a roller coaster. A big one, you know what I mean?
Look, I'll say just like I like my
while you're
Marvel
young,
stuff, dude,
I'll say
I
that.
like my grounded rides, bro. I want to stay on the ground.
There you go.
I'll tell you
You've got
you
to
this.
stream this Sunday, Tyler. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
No,
I
it's just
heard.
a personal
Build
build.
stream?
Oh, personal stream.
Turn on. Well, no, a
build
personal.
stream.
No, a
On your
personal. Just sit
personal
at the
channel.
You're gonna
table and
private
enjoy
a 5
build.
hour. You're gonna private a 5-hour stream. That's ridiculous, man.
No, I mean it's just like one of those turn on a podcast type things. You know what I mean? One of those vibes.
Well, we got one
turn,
right here.
turn on the TV for a little bit.
All right, Rod. Anything coming up for you, sir?
I just have a couple final thoughts. I do think I like Soundwave more than any Star Wars or Marvel set that's come out so far this year.
It's
So
a
as far as the stuff that I'm interested in, Soundwave would be the #1 set of the year. Now there's still, I mean, it could surprise us. Obviously, the $1,000 Death Star could be up there.
Black Pearl.
But I did want to give a special shout out to the Rebuild the Galaxy Hot Rod Speeder Force
Oh,
Burner.
that speaks to you, yeah.
I think that set is so dope, and
I'm with you.
I'm more excited for that set than like any other set coming out in the August 1st Star Wars wave right
Yeah.
now.
I'm a little mid on it. It'll grow on me, I'm sure.
I think it's so cool. The
More of a
new little
purist.
villain character. Obviously, I don't know anything about him yet, but he looks so dope.
Yep.
The fact that there's another speeder that can pop out of the, of the snow speeder, so dope. I'm like in love with that set already. Can't wait to get that. And yeah, super excited for that. I'm really hoping the 2-pack, the Felucia 2-pack, is not going to be basically full retail price. I'm hoping it's discounted to some extent because I know that people are really looking forward to that. So I'm really hoping that we see some kind of discounted price on that Felucia 2-pack. But yeah, I think those are all my final thoughts. Also, Brent, I was the exact same way with the roller coasters. Like, I was absolutely not about to get on one for the longest time. And then I went to Six Flags with now my wife when we were dating in college. She had a season pass because she worked at the university, and so she got a free season pass. And so we went to Six Flags in Atlanta, and like I was like, oh man, I think I might like these now. And then we did Kings Island, and then we did all of the rides in Disney and Universal in Orlando after my rookie year with the Colts, and now I'm like, roller coaster junkie. So it's dangerous. And now I'm like, off the deep end with it. So
yeah, my experience was like I was a freshman in high school. I was with some seniors, and I wanted to like seem like I wasn't scared. And literally, the Diamondback had just came out.
Yeah.
So it was a huge wait. It was like a 2-hour wait, and I was like, all right, I've waited this long. I don't want to look like a wimp in front of all these seniors, and may or may not have been under the influence of something. But I hopped on that thing, and I had no idea the restraints. Like, there's nothing over your shoulders. It's just your lap.
Just a lap bar, yeah.
Terrified me. Terrified me. And when we went the other day, and like it used to be called the Italian Job. It's like a stunt coaster now. Did that. Had a blast. Did the Beast, which is an old roller coaster, so it does rattle a little bit. But dude, that's like going on a joyride in like a 1965 Chevy or something. Versus like the newer ones, that's like riding in a Ferrari. But then we did the Banshee. Loved it so much. Literally got right back in line because the line is short. Did it again. I went all the way through the line of the Diamondback, and I kept telling my wife, I'm like, listen, I might bail out. So don't be mad if I do. And I'm just like looking up at this thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to save this one for next time. So I'm like, I'll do that next time. But I've conquered 2 fears in one day, but I'll save that one for next time. But yeah, dude, Banshee feels like you are Iron Man flying around. It's awesome.
Yeah, Banshee's the best.
So,
all right, boys. Well, appreciate everybody hanging. Hope everyone, even if you're not into that thing with the Soundwave and everything.
This is the only one I want.
There you go. Yeah.
If there,
I would take it 100%.
I would spend $250 on this guy.
Yeah.
And I would never put him in his other form. I don't even know what he looks like, dude. I just want this.
Barricade is. I hate to break it to you, Tyler. Barricade is like he basically got renamed. The character that we know as Barricade now was called a different name in G1, so he doesn't even really own his own name. If they're gonna do the live, I hope they do some live action ones because I mean Brant would be first in line for the Camaro.
Who was the Tahoe again?
Say again.
The Tahoe in the
Tahoe. The GMC Tahoe is Ironhide.
Ironhide. I'd like one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, Ironhide. I mean, I think people would wait in line for Ironhide. They wait in line for Camaro, Bumblebee.
Yep.
I mean, Peterbilt, Optimus Prime, Megatron turned into like a Cybertronian jet. So like he would be, no holds barred on Megatron. Starscream's at F-22. Like there's some really cool stuff in the live action movies too. But Barricade would be you'd be waiting some time to get that.
Wait, so Barricade was not a Mustang in G1?
No, and So I think Barricade was one of like the little. They have so many little like subsets of their factions. Like
Tyler's Tylering right now.
The Decepticons had like the Constructicons, and they all turned into construction vehicles, and they combined into Devastator. And the Autobots had the Aerial Bots, which was the first time they had air based. And then there was a certain section of the Autobots called the Mini Bots, and they all had very small alt modes. And so Bumblebee was a mini bot. His toy. His G1 toy is literally probably like this big. And the original version of Barricade was another mini bot, but obviously was turned into, he had a different name. I can't remember what his original name was, but eventually he kind of got rebranded into Barricade. And the mini bots, now they have a lot more popularity because Hasbro has been revisiting like G1 designs in their recent figures in the last probably 5 years or so. So now they're getting some traction, but Barricade's he's way down.
Yo, does Transformers have any?
Guys, I got to wrap. I'm sorry. You guys can talk about it after. I can't.
I was going to ask if there's any super small characters. Are there like Babu Fricks in Transformers?
So start the music, Sean.
Yeah, there are.
Not that
song. Wrong song.
Damn, we're just getting started, Sean. Hell yeah.
No, you guys can hang. I'm sorry, dude. I went an hour past what I said I would. Of course I did. What are you gonna do? So, all right. Well, I want to thank the boys for hanging out tonight again. Sorry to disappoint, keeping it short. Tyler, we'll keep the phone lines open. Backstage, you guys can hammer out all your deepest thoughts about all your Transformers that you out of nowhere all of a sudden care about.
Barricade's all I got, man. I don't know nothing else about Transformers.
Or Brent from Brent's Bricks. From Lake, from for Lake from Matt Blackbricks, for Rod from Rod the Collector, and soon to be back on Sundays. Looking forward to it, man. And of course, right, Tyler from Life Bricks. This is Sean the Right Way, and this thing right here has been. See, even though I'm in a rush, I still have to.
I was about to say, I can't believe you.
I still got to stall it out. You know, go. You got to respect the theme song. I mean, come on. Oh, those are heat. A couple of brickheads.
Yeah.
We'll see you right here next week, guys. Thanks for hanging. Peace.
Babu Frick in the background.